This is okay. Transformed economic production, but also about profound social, cultural, political changes, economic changes, factory system, urbanization, new industries, global trade expansion, social changes, rise of the bourgeois, growth of the working class, urban life, rapid growth of industrial towns, family and gender roles, labor movements in trade unions demanded better wages, better working hours and working conditions, fair enough. Cultural and intellectual changes, optimism about progress, romanticism, reaction against industrialization, harshness, long-term consequences, formation of modern capitalist economy. Western Europe became the world's industrial and colonial powerhouse until the very good. It's good. You have to reduce words, please. Industrialization reshaped Western Europe by creating new class, transforming cities and attaining family and social life. Economic growth, technological modernization, and also gave rise to poverty, exploitation, and inequality, which in turn sparked social reforms. Very good conclusion. Okay, sure. I'll check this question later on. This is good, but I still have a thing. What I want the next stage for you both is that you read the entire thinkers, for example, and then randomly write any answer rather than reading a particular topic, then writing the answers to that. That is also good. That is good for practice. But I need to also understand that are you able to write it on your own? Because right now it feels like you study a topic, you remember the exact same sentences, and the exact same sentences are reflecting in your answers. So it is basically like a copy paste of the notes. Okay? So you need to do the entire one unit, and then maybe the next unit, and then write yes. Do one unit completely, and then randomly pick any question and try to write it. So then we understand how you are dealing with it. Okay? Sure.
Hello. Hello. It's working. Zoom call is on. ये कहाँ है? Zoom start कर दिया. सब ready है ना? दिख तो नहीं रहा है Zoom. ये आप अच्छा इसमें जाता है क्या? लाइव में ही देख लेते हैं क्या? Sign up. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Science and technology, current affairs. Okay. Yeah. 5 topics. Same way. First is aluminium ion batteries. Okay. This was in news because our government is thinking of making a setup for this aluminium ion batteries. Now, what are they? Okay. Yeah. So, CENS Bangalore has announced a flexible water-based aluminium ion battery as a safer, more sustainable alternative to lithium ion. Now, see, lithium ion batteries, you understand how do they work? Similar is the mechanism for this also. Just the difference is instead of lithium you are using aluminium. Now it offers you some advantages that we see. See, yeah, see this. See how it works. Similar to lithium ion, what happens? Now you have a separator here and an electrolyte here. Electrolyte that can conduct ions. Okay, now what happens? You have this anode that is made up of aluminium. Now, aluminium as a metal is readily available to lose 3 electrons. So, it will form Al3 plus ion in the aqueous medium. Now, this separator only allows these Al ions to move across. Okay, only Al3 plus is allowed to go from here to here, but electrons are not allowed. Now, when electrons are not allowed, now what you do, you connect it using a wire. When you connect it using a wire, now electrons cannot pass from here, but there are also electrons generated. So if Al3 plus is generated, then 3 electrons are also generated. So this electron is given path by this wire. Now, so electrons start flowing from here to here. And this flow of electrons in very general terms is electricity. Electricity is nothing but flow of electrons. Then now this you can tap. So if you put a bulb in between, then this bulb will get lighten up. So this is how usually lithium ion, aluminum ion, all these batteries work. Now this is the discharge cycle. That is when you are getting power from the battery to run, let's say, bulb, fan, whatever. Now there is another called discharge cycle. In discharge cycle, what will happen? Just the opposite of this. So you have Al3 plus ions. Now all Al3 plus ions have come here. Now you will force them back here. You will force them back here using some kind of battery. So you apply one battery, and through that this Al3 plus ion will be forced back like this. Then they will come here. Now again it is charged. Now again if you leave it in aqueous solution, it will again want to release 3 electrons and Al3 plus ion, and it will keep on going. See. Yeah, see this diagram. So here when it is discharging, the electron is flowing from here to here, lighting up a bulb, going here. Then when it is charging, electron is moved from here to here, and Al3 plus moves from here to here. Just this change in Al3 plus movement and electron movement charges it or discharges it. Now here you use, on the anode side you use some kind of aluminium. Okay, different compounds can be used. Here what you want, you usually use carbon based cathode or any non-metallic cathode like this. Now usually the one that we are making, we are using graphene. So graphene will do what? Graphene has spaces in between. So this Al3 plus ion that comes from here can be stored or gets deposited here. It is called interlocution. Okay, so this is the whole process. Now the main thing to understand here is the advantages it has in comparison to lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries we cover in the course also. Okay, that you understand. Similar is the process for this. Now, one advantage that you can think of is theoretically lithium ion batteries were releasing only one electron per lithium atom. This is releasing 3 electrons. That means it can generate 3x more power theoretically at least. Okay. Then second thing is lithium ion batteries. Lithium, as you know, is a explosive metal, correct? So lithium is not very safe. Aluminium is much more safer, correct? Then one more thing is aluminium is abundantly available. Okay, the graphene that we are using, that is also made from carbon, can be easily made. Now what we were seeing in lithium, we were using lithium. The other metals that were used there was cobalt, nickel. All these are rare metals. So that is why there is whole uh, between the between China and the West, there is whole tussle for lithium availability. So that also is taken care of. Also aluminium is much cheaper. Now the only issue that it has right now, theoretically the only issue is that Al3 plus ion is much bigger. So this transfer will take much more time. Now they are developing certain things so that this transfer also becomes much faster. So this is being seen as the future. Now, what are the advantages? First is safety. Okay, so this is aluminium ion batteries. AIB here is aluminium ion batteries. So these are in aqueous medium, non-explosive. They are generally safer than the lithium ion batteries. After that, materials being used are abundantly available, aluminium, while lithium ion relies on lithium, cobalt, nickel, which are much more rarely available. Then energy density. See, lithium ion's energy density right now is higher, but as I explained you, theoretically AIB can give you much higher energy at a later stage. This is at an early stage. The process are not that efficiently managed right now. Then flexibility. Yeah, this is one more advantage, that this we are operating, the electrolyte that we are using is water based. That's why it is completely foldable. You can fold it and there won't be any explosion or any fire risk. So this we are using. So AIB can operate while folded. Lithium ion cells are usually rigid. Then last is maturity. Of course, lithium ion is much more commercially available, commercially optimized and all that. So that is a disadvantage as of now. This is the difference and importance. Then future prospects. First is near term uses is making wearables, smart cards, foldables. Okay, wherever you require something that requires folding, because see, if you see phones, a phone has a lithium ion battery. That lithium ion battery actually makes it difficult to make foldable phones, because they always look something like this. Okay, now if you have aluminium ion batteries that are based in water based electrolytes, then if they are foldable easily, so that part also of the phone becomes foldable. So that is the first use case that we are seeing in the near term. Then R&D needs, see, better energy density, longer life cycle, all this research and development needs to be taken. Then India angle leverages abundant aluminium. Aluminium is present in large quantities in India as well as anywhere in the world. Aluminium is actually the third most abundant element on earth, correct? First is silicon, oxygen and aluminium. Most abundant metal is aluminium, so aluminium is easily available. Then to build a lower cost, safer energy storage ecosystem, this is what we want from an India angle. That's it. Yeah, this is a very small topic. INS Aravali. INS Aravali is nothing but Yeah. See, INS Aravali, don't get confused by this word. INS, Indian Naval Ship. ये कोई ship नहीं है, ये building है. Okay, this is like a building. It is, forget ship, it is based in Gurugram. Okay, Gurgaon में है ये. So this is just named like this. When we deal with defense technology, you will see that ISRO, defense and space technology, ISRO names everything very pragmatically for everyone to understand easily. The army navy does not follow all this. Okay, so the names are very confusing in defense technology. It's very easy to understand in space technology. So that is again an example of this. So they have named it INS. Sometimes they name them INS. They are, the technical word for them is stone frigates. Frigates are nothing but smaller naval ship. Now stone frigates means it is fixed like a stone on the side. So this is why they are called stone frigates. Now this INS Aravali does what? That you understand. So basically INS Aravali, this is Navy's latest naval base commissioned in Gurugram on 12th September by whatever person to strengthen maritime domain awareness. Okay. Now see, what this INS Aravali, of course, it is not located on the shores. So what it will do, it will mainly do the coordination work. So all the data you're getting from the satellites also, you're getting from your different ships, submarines, radars, all this. So all that data gets collected here and there is proper analysis. Okay, that is the main function of this INS Aravali. Now why don't you make something like this on the shores? Why make it in Gurugram? First and foremost important reason is, similarly most countries do something like this, that their coordination center is based in some inshore or some mainland. Why? Because there is always risk of cyclones, tsunamis, all these natural disasters on the shores. So you don't want to lose your entire coordination infrastructure because of them. Okay, actually you need more coordination only when such calamity happens, correct? Or some war we are having, then you have the coordination center just right at the shore. Then the first thing that they would like to destroy is the coordination center. Okay, so that is why they are usually located in the mainland. Then yeah, why does it matter? Okay, so this is maritime defense and awareness. So improves data fusion and information dominance for maritime vigilance. All these are fancy words, you understand. 2-3 things that it will do. First thing, it will coordinate with all different kinds of ships, radars, space systems, whatever we have, to give us the best collision and analysis of whatever we are doing in the seas. Then collaboration hub in NCR. Now one of the things that they'll always say about NCR, that it is near central region, NCR, so it has better coordination with ministries, so different ministries can coordinate better there, that way. Then you come to this is AI designed genome. It is actually world's first AI designed genome that has been developed. Now understand this. Yeah, first thing, why is this in use? So Stanford and the Arc Institute created the world's first fully AI generated genome, synthetic bacteriophage that infected and killed E. coli. See, what they have developed is, initially what were the development that we saw in genetic engineering? Some genes we were able to make, some we were able to replace. Now of course they cannot make real life, like they cannot make full bacteria as of now, okay, because you have to give life to it. But they understood that viruses are somewhere between living and non-living, correct? So they don't have such a structure, that molecular structure that living organisms have. Now viruses, if you see them very at a molecular level, they are actually just RNA or DNA. So that they tried to make. So they tried to make, for the first time they were successful in making one virus genome, the entire genome, nothing was there. Then they made a virus, and this virus was able to infect E. coli and kill it. Okay, now see, bacteriophages means this only. Okay, bacteriophages, it means like we get different kinds of viruses. So there are human viruses that impact or affects the humans. Bacteriophages are those viruses that affect bacteria. Okay, so one of these bacteriophage, they were able to make very small chain, 11 chain, and that was able to infect E. coli. That is what they have shown. Now, yeah, this is an AI designed phage genome viruses that infect bacteria. Now, this is not a small DNA edit, a whole new genome that still worked in the lab. This was completely prepared in lab and it worked in E. coli. Then, yeah, now how did that happen? So, this AI follows a language. See this? Yeah, how it was done. So, it uses EVO. EVO is a genome language model. See, like you have LLM models, correct? Like you have Chat GPT and all. What they do, they are able to predict what the next word would be, or are able to analyze whatever you give. Like, uh, how is cricket a good game? Now, if I put this in Chat GPT, it is somehow able to analyze what I have written, correct? Now, how does he do it? He just sees all these words in combinations and then it breaks them into tokens, and then it is able to understand that what the person is trying to mean or asking the information from me. Now, similar thing, this model can do for genome. So what it has done, it has analyzed long millions and millions of genomes of different viruses. Based on this, it is able to analyze patterns on it. Now, once it has analyzed all the patterns, then it was able to make one of the genome or virus on itself. So this is guided towards, this is fine. Uh, yeah, generated many candidates, then synthesized DNA, then this was tested in E. coli. Now, yeah, genome language model trained on 2 million viral genomes. So 2 million viral genomes were fed into it. It read all the structures of them. Based on that, it was able to guess what are the kind of viruses that may infect E. coli, and then was able to make a very small chain virus that can affect E. coli, and then they showed it in the research that it was able to infect E. coli. Okay, then. Yeah, E. coli is a bacteria. Looks like this. Okay, now we'll have DNA, RNA like this. Now what happens? See, virus enters like this. Virus will enter. What it does? Virus replicates a lot here. Okay, following the or using the system of the bacteria. Eventually, it breaks all these cell walls and all the organelles that the bacteria has. Now this burst open the E. coli, eventually killing it. This is how it works. Okay, now this was also shown there. Then, yeah, key takeaways. So first thing is they were able to make the whole genome design. Okay, then novel but functional DNA. See, the main important thing here is if they were from the scratch able to make a bacteriophage or a virus that can infect and kill a bacteria, then they can do similarly for antimicrobial resistant bacteria also. See, antibiotic is working well for the normal bacteria. Then there is a growing crisis of antimicrobial resistance bacteria that you might have heard of. Because of taking all these a lot of antibiotics, eventually they grow stronger, those bacteria, and then they are not killed by the ordinary antibiotics. Now they are not getting killed by antibiotics. So if this can be done, then we can also design viruses that can eventually enter those antimicrobial resistance bacteria and kill them. This is the main prospect of this. Understood? Now, big potential for phage therapy versus antibiotic resistant infections. Of course, this is early stage, will need much stronger safety, ethics, whatever researches. Understood? These are the main things in this. Then, Yeah. Then enteromix vaccine. See, this is, you might have seen it in news. This is a cancer vaccine that Russia has developed. Okay, and it is all over the news. Now, the thing is that at most places, this is being confused. So there are two independent things that Russia is doing. Okay, see, yeah, see, Russia is doing two things simultaneously. One is this enteromix vaccine or drug for cancer treatment. Now, it is using 4 non-pathogenic viruses and doing the process. This is using 4 non-pathogenic viruses and then affecting the tumors, eventually killing the tumors same way. Now, other thing that they are doing simultaneously is they are developing mRNA vaccine for cancer treatment. Now, this mRNA vaccine that they are making for cancer treatment will be personalized. Okay, now these two are getting confused everywhere because it was confused in some of the news articles that we have, like Times of India did it wrong, Hindu and Indian Express. So all of them just picked from one another, and the thing is they are writing that this is an mRNA vaccine. This is not a mRNA vaccine. mRNA vaccine development is a different segment of it that they are doing separately. How do I know it? Because I saw it on the Russia's whatever research institute this is doing, that I saw in Russian it was written, then I translated it into English, so I got it. So this is correct. So this is divided into two. Don't get confused. This is not a mRNA vaccine. Okay. Then see. Now let's see how does this work. How does this work? See, thing is simple. You have 4 viruses. 4 viruses strand that are non-pathogenic. That means which will not affect humans. Now these are put into, or these are entered into your body. Now what they do, all these, they will enter wherever there are tumors. So tumors caused by cancer or cancer cells, they will enter. Now when they enter inside the tumor, now what they do, they replicate inside the tumor. Eventually they, similar to the E. coli bacteria that we understood, similar to that, they will break open the tumor and it will, this tumor will be broken down. Now the main part is not that breaking of that small tumor. The main thing is that when this tumor breaks down, then a lot of antigen of this tumor will be released. Now when this antigen is released, now what will happen? Your body will start producing antibodies in small quantities to fight against it. Understood? So in cancer, while you were not able to, your body was not able to identify your cancer cells and kill them. Now when it breaks open, then following that antigen, your body will start making antibodies against it. Eventually, of course, that tumor is anyway killed, controlling the growth of other tumors also, and also killing other tumors. This is how it will work. So viruses, now why we have taken 4 viruses strand? So that they work for different conditions. Some tumor is here, some tumor is there. Now it is giving you 4 possibilities of entering it and destroying the tumor. Understood? Now these are non-pathogenic, so this viruses entering your body won't affect you in any way other than destroying the tumor. Now this is the first part. Now second thing that they are doing is the mRNA vaccine, where instead of this virus, what they'll enter messenger RNA. Okay, details of it we'll see in science and tech lectures. mRNA is nothing but, instead of sending viruses to give this antigen and then antibodies being produced, you directly give this sort of antigen. It is not a living virus, so it cannot of course impact you, but what it can do is, just by seeing this, your body will start producing antibodies. Now this mRNA vaccine, what they are making it at personalized level. That means what they will do, they will first analyze your cancer cells or tumors in your body. Once they understand tumors are formed here, there, everywhere, whatever, then based on that, they will make particular mRNAs, and that will be administered to you, and that will eventually treat your cancer. So that is personalized vaccine of cancer using mRNA. Understood? These are the two things they are trying to make. Yeah, all this name oncolytic cancer vaccines developed by NMRRC, that is their institution's name, not important. Okay, now built to shrink aggressive tumors, slow growth, and aim for fewer side effects than chemo or radiation. Chemo or radiation, you know, has a lot of side effects. That's why people, yeah, start losing hair and all, because you are actually applying the radiation towards the cancer cells, but of course there are normal cells also around it, correct? So those also get destroyed. That's why you lose all the hair follicles and many other things. Understood? So this won't do something like this. This will attack the tumor directly. Then
You were telling about how tumors are expanded.
yeah,
It makes them blast.
yes.
So when it blasts, does the tumor not then get spread to the different parts of the body?
No, no, no. It's dead. It's dead. It's just get spread. Or also, if one tumor gets spread like this, your body is able to fight them. So that is why your body will start making antibodies. This won't be administered in large quantities. कि सारा ही tumor ऐसे फट जाए. Okay, in small doses you will get it. So some tumors will burst. Based on that antigen, your body will make antibody and get over it. Okay, usually vaccines work this way. So they want your body to be impacted slightly, correct, slightly negatively. They want your body to be impacted so that white blood cells, or in case T cells, all these cells are produced in large quantities to cover up that. Then eventually are be able to make immunity against it. This is what this will also do.
Also, sir, tumors are of two types. One is benign cancers and non-cancers.
Yes.
So do these attack all of those tumors, or?
No, I think they'll be able to identify. This detail is not given, but I think they'll be able to identify which tumor they have to attack based on the viruses, tumors, all that identification. Okay, then. Yeah. Enteromix uses a combination of 4 non-pathogenic viruses to infect and destroy cancer cells and activate immunity. This is the only line you need to remember about this. Combination of 4 non-pathogenic viruses that can destroy cancer cells and activate immunity. Understood? Then personalized design. This is the mRNA trap. Vaccine can be tailored to a patient's tumor RNA to improve targeting. This is a different altogether mission. Then yeah, how does this matter? See, first is the mRNA one that we are making. Fully personalized approaches could improve tumor targeting and outcomes. Okay, then next is mRNA platform enables rapid updates across different cancers. Now, see, now when we are using viruses, now this has been done for colon cancer viruses, for colon cancer, to treat colon cancer tumors. Now these viruses, somehow we are able to identify these 4 viruses, then we are using it, correct? Eventually we are able to show some efficacy for colon cancer. But once we are able to make mRNA vaccine of this, then it becomes very easy. Why? Because once you make this mRNA that works for tumor or cancer of one kind, then you anyway know the sequence of different kinds of cancer, sequence of different kind of tumors or cells that are affected. So if you can do it for one, then you are making this mRNA in the labs only. So you can make many more for different cancers. So once this mRNA is right now not successful, not being deployed, enteromix is being deployed. That is still use of viruses only. Okay, so once we make one mRNA vaccine for cancer, then we can develop many mRNA vaccines, and eventually cancer will also become like a normal disease. Once we develop mRNA vaccines, cancer will be absolutely treatable. Okay, then for global patients, shift towards safer fertility. This is fine. Then for India, potential impact on this colorectal. This is nothing but colon cancer. Then cervical cancer, but depends on cost, infrastructure, all this. Then caveat, see, evidence so far is early stage, independent peer reviewed data. So now Russia has claimed that their enteromix has shown 100% results in preclinical trials. Now of course this is not yet peer reviewed, that is reviewed by other entities or country or different other countries. So that has to be done to see that if it really has 100% efficacy. Then yeah, then is this geothermal energy. See, now why this is in news? So Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has launched India's first national policy on geothermal energy 2025. Okay, first national policy we have launched. Now, of course, this will support net zero 2070, all this. Now, what is geothermal energy? First of all, what is geothermal energy? What is geothermal energy? Just word breakdown, geothermal. That is, yes, using the heat that is available in the earth to harness energy. That is geothermal energy. Correct? Now, there are many ways to get geothermal energy out. Now, one of the easiest way is using hydrothermal or hydrogeothermal. In that, this you might have seen if you have went to hot springs and all. Hot springs have you seen? Correct. So hot springs like famous one is in Manikarnika, Manikaran, Manikaran Sahib. You know? Okay. Okay. So Manikaran Sahib is near Kasol. Kasol, you know? Yeah. So near Kasol there is Manikaran. There is a Gurdwara and there is a hot spring. So people take bath in it and all. Okay. Very hot. Now what they, like I went there, it is extremely hot. Actually, the kund where you have to take bath, they usually have a cool water pump. So they pump in cool water. Forget the hot, forget making it hot. So they pump in cool water to make it like sustainable or for humans to enter. Now initially still it is very warm, but you will feel that you will get burnt. It is the warmest water that you can feel. Okay, but if you put your leg in slowly, if you go, okay, your whole body will turn red, but after that you'll feel much more relaxed. It comes after a trek, so it's good. Okay, then that is Manikaran side. The thing is, there also you are getting geothermal energy being generated. Now the easiest form is this. So you have reservoirs here that have lot of hot water. Now what they'll do, they will pump this water up. Sometimes it itself comes up, sometimes you have to pump just a bit, and then you pump this water up. This is very hot water. Then you pass this hot water here. Now once, see, when it is under the earth, when it is inside the earth, it has very high pressure. Because of high pressure, it is in liquid form. Okay, you will understand it about boiling points and all. So because of high pressure, it is in liquid form. Once it reaches the surface, then it will turn into steam, because it is already very hot. Just because of the pressure, it was in liquid form. See, this is gaseous molecules, this is liquid molecules. Now understand, any gas you take, if you compress it enough, it will become liquid. For example, compressed natural gas, correct? So all these LPG cylinders, correct? Liquefied petroleum gas. So everything is, when compressed, can become liquid, because these molecules are far apart. If you compress them, eventually that come close enough to form liquids. Now, because there is very high pressure inside the earth, it is in liquid form, while the temperature is even above 100 degrees Celsius, but still it is in liquid. When it comes on surface, now there is no such high pressure, correct? So now it will immediately turn into steam. समझ आ रहा है? Okay, so it will immediately turn into steam. Now this steam will be passed through a turbine, correct? And this turbine does what? This turbine is actually connected to a generator, correct? From turbine से electricity कैसे निकलती है? Turbine rotates, then yeah, yes, this is based on, it is based on electromagnetic induction. Okay, so what happens, this turbine rotates very fast, it is connected to this generator has magnets placed around it. Now if it rotates fast enough, what it will do, movement of this magnets will create electricity. This is just conversion of magnetic force into electrical force. Understand it in very basic terms like this only. Now this electricity is then tapped and sent to different, like this pole will catch this electricity and then will be used everywhere. Now some of the steam is used here, still some of the steam may be left even after this turbine generator whatever. So this steam will be brought here to the cooling tower. In cooling tower what will do, they'll convert it into liquid again and then they'll inject it back. Why inject it back? Because अगर ऐसे निकाल के फेंकते रहे तो then you'll end this water, so that's why you have to inject it back. So this is the whole cycle process that they are following. First is taking out this hot water, converted into steam, steam turns the turbine, turbine turns the generator, generator turns is electricity, electricity once generated, the steam is passed to cooling tower, cooling tower it is cooled into again water and then brought back. This is how geothermal energy works. Understood? Now what is geothermal energy? Now heat within earth's crust mainly from decay of uranium, thorium isotopes. Now see, where does earth gets all this heat from? So one of the sources is because of the radiations caused by these radioactive elements. Now temperature, see, understand, as you go inside the earth the temperature rises about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius per kilometer. 1 kilometer you go, temperature increases by let's say 30 degrees Celsius. So after a few kilometers it will be some 100 200 degree Celsius. Now heat moves mostly by conduction, this is fine. Then types and uses. Now there is high enthalpy one, that is coming from volcanic belts, geysers, hot springs. So geysers you know, geysers is जो ऐसे वो फट के पानी बाहर आ जाता है. Okay, hot spring is just water is coming like this just out. Okay, geysers we rarely have in India. I think there was one place, Puga I think has geyser. Okay, we don't have many geysers. Now one of the most famous example comes from that Yellowstone National Park of USA. There you have big geysers. Now we have a lot of hot springs. Now this is high enthalpy ones. So this can be directly used to generate electricity. The low ones, that means this is basically just hot rocks or shallow layers. This can be only used for direct use or heat pumps. Understand what are they? So this what you understood was for water. So water was hot enough, that was what you do in hot springs or geysers. Now there are some places on earth and there are a lot more of this low enthalpy ones, that is where rocks are very hot. Just few kilometers below the rocks are very hot but there is no water like this. Now how can you use them? So usually how can you use them? There are two methods. One is that yeah, one is this enhanced geothermal energy system and other is advanced geothermal energy system. See, process is simple. There you already had water, सीधा water को निकाला, that got converted into steam, turbine, everything done. Now here you don't have water like this. So what you will do in this you will make a hole and inject water. So you have hot rocks here. Now you will inject water here. Correct? Now this water gets injected here and then you will collect this water back. So hot water will come, correct? And this will be converted into steam, all that same process. Other thing is advanced geothermal systems. In this what they do, instead of this is an open system, so we are injecting it right across and just injecting it on the stones to get the heat or heated water. In the closed system what they'll do, they will form just this closed systems like this. They'll enter this closed system. Now this is not directly interacting with the hot rocks or anything like this. This is just trapping the heat. Okay, this is a complete or closed loop. So this is a closed loop system and this is an open loop system. The difference is very simple, that in that hydrogeothermals you already had water, so directly you were using it. Here you don't have water, you just have hot rocks, so you are sending water in some way. Understood? Now yeah, so this was done. Then yeah, so first is, this is of course reliable, correct? Like sunlight aaj aayi kal nahi hai, this is forever hot, so you can, this is much more reliable than this. Then there is no recurring fuel that is required for coal and all, it goes away. Now here, because it is heated by earth systems, what you, the small amount of water that you take out, then you give it back, it won't change much, it will still remain as it is hot. Then challenges are what? First is capital intensive. Okay, of course you will have to employ all this in all this thing there itself. There, this is site specific, this is a major issue, you cannot have this at all the places. Okay, then enablers, this you understood, EGS or AGS system can unlock resources beyond natural hydrothermals. Hydrothermals you saw, this is also a potential that we can do to get more energy out of geothermal. Now see this, yeah, see this, these are the geothermal, important geothermal locations in India. You can see Manikaran here, Puga here. Okay, then you can see some Surajkund, Tatapani, and one more was important. Wait, huh? No. Okay, so these are the main ones that you have. These are certain hot springs or geysers. India has 381 of them. Okay, 381 we have identified from where hot springs or geysers, from where we can get geothermal energy. Okay, then yeah, yeah, India's resources, 381 hot springs are there. Now mostly medium to low enthalpy. Okay, then across 10 provinces, 10 provinces or 10 states, we have 381 of these hot springs. Then potential is to generate this many megawatts. Now globally 15.4 gigawatts installed capacity is because of geothermal. Leaders are USA, Indonesia, all this. Understood? This is about the geothermal energy. What we are doing, we have come up with a policy. Now direct question on policy is not very probable, it is not a very important policy like that. So basically what they do in policy, same thing they'll do. They'll try to promote geothermal energy, they'll try to identify more and more sites, they'll try to involve the states. Okay, all these things, they'll try to develop human development capacity, all these things they'll do. Same thing is given in the policy. Now policy will get implemented, policy will become rules after a much long time. So the only thing that becomes important because of some policy coming like this is to understand that you have general understanding of geothermal energy or not. Okay, then yeah, questions. Correct, got it. First is prototype announced in Bangalore uses water based electrolyte and can operate while bent. Yes. Then in AIBs, aluminium ions carry a single positive charge? No, they carry three positive charge. So this is only one. Yes. Then next is AIBs are already at a mature commercial stage for EVs? No. Okay, Tesla has been experimenting with it. They have also released some of forms of aluminium ion batteries. Okay, but to say that it is at a mature commercial stage is wrong. So answer becomes 1 only. Then yeah,
One only, sir.
what are you getting? A, A, okay, B, C,
Sir, A, sir.
okay, C. What it says, Stanford and Arc Institute use genome language models to design 5x174 like phage genomes. Now understand one thing, why I have given this. See, information like this won't be given wrong by UPSC. Okay, don't be very bothered by all these things. Okay, don't be bothered this exact name of 5x174, they won't make statements wrong like this. So don't worry about them. Don't just by reading this think that I don't know about this. You know about this enough to mark this statement as correct or incorrect. They won't change this name of the language model. All these small changes they don't expect from you. Mostly the most important proper nouns or subjects are changed. Okay, so this, you just forget this. And Stanford Arc Institute, you know, they have made genome language models for designing this is fine. So this is correct, that's it. Don't worry about this. Then the model was trained on 2000 viral genomes. This is wrong, not 2000, approximately 2 million. Okay, they have done similar thing like in IR analysis question. They, instead of writing 1500 kilometers, they wrote 15,000 kilometers. Similarly, for some missile question, its range was 400 kilometers, they gave 4000 kilometers. So they keep on adding zeros. Okay, so that you be careful of. Numbers won't be wrong, like if here is 2 million, then they'll give 2.5 million or 2.79 million. So that is wrong. It won't be wrong like this. It will be absolutely wrong. Okay, so that even if you have a general understanding or a thorough read, then you are able to do this. So you understand 2000 viral genomes to bahut kam ho jata hai for any training. So that is why it will be 2 million. So cross. Then the result was only minor editing of a known genome, not a genome built from scratch. This is absolutely wrong. Correct? This was not a minor editing. In fact, they made the whole genome. That was the main thing. Minor editing though we are doing from a long time. So what you got? You got 1 only. Then next, yeah, correct. Answer would be what? So first is Enteromix is an oncolytic vaccine using 4 non-pathogenic viruses. Correct. This is a personalized mRNA vaccine. No. Next is developed by this and this. This is fine. So 1 and 3 becomes your answer. Then all 3. Okay. See, MNRI launched India's first national policy on geothermal energy in 2025. This is correct. Okay. Next, the average geothermal gradient is about uh, uh, 25 to 30 degrees Celsius per kilometer. This is also correct. Next, geothermal plants can deliver reliable base load with high capacity factors. This is also correct. It can provide reliable base loads, as you understood, not like solar, always constant. So what you got? 1, 2 and 3, all of these. Understood? These were the main topics. If I were to tell you what you have to remember in each, see this. First topic was what? First topic was aluminium ion batteries. One thing that you can remember is Al is 3 plus, so it will release 3 electrons, while lithium releases only 1 electron. That is why it will have much more theoretical energy capacity. Also, all the properties of aluminium that you think of, those become advantage. Like aluminium is readily available, it is much more cheaper, okay, it is much more stable than lithium. Lithium is explosive. So all these properties, that's it. Who developed what developed, not lot of chances of being asked. Then after that, second topic was, second was, yeah, INS Aravali. Just the name you need to remember what it does. This is a stone frigate, or this is a coordination or communication coordination system, and it is of course not a ship. So this is a coordination system based in Gurugram. That's it. Next topic is what? Huh? Vaccine. Oh, which vaccine? Yeah, enteromyx vaccine. In this we had seen there were only two things. This was 4 non-pathogenic viruses that will be injected to develop, yes, to kill the cancer cells as well as develop immunity. Correct? This was the first part. Second part was some mRNA vaccine that they are trying to develop. That will do personalized medicine. Both are being developed by Russia. Okay. After that, what was the next topic? Yes, world's first AI designed viral genome. Only thing you need to understand is this is the first time they have developed it from scratch, and it has developed into a virus that can affect anything or bacteria directly. Now the main use of it, the single main use of it is to fight AMR, antimicrobial resistance bacteria. Correct? Last topic was what? Yes, geothermal energy. See, this anyway we cover in our science and tech lectures also. Geothermal energy, the whole process of extraction and all. Okay, so there are two major things. One is the hydrogeothermals, where there is already water, so that you are applying directly, and the other is the EGS or AGS system, where you are using the hot rocks to get it. Then one more thing that is important in geothermal energy is, you will get these slides, is the map. Okay, in the map there are pointings where geothermal energy important places are located. Okay, Manikaran has already been asked in 24, I think 23 or 24. Manikaran was one of the match the columns. Okay, so Puga can be a match the column. So a few of them, those are important or in some time in news that you'll have to remember. So that map is important. That's it. Okay, thank you.